Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Shitty Internet Radio, live radio on the internet, of course. We are back and beautiful, as always, and I don't know, I'm here and I'm awaiting your calls. While that is happening, in the comments, in the pop-out chat, during intermissions and people aren't calling as much, if people recommend, SoundCloud songs so it's not copywritten, we don't want to do that, then I can play it in the background. So this is like a normal radio now. We've surpassed all our goals. I am now. Oh, come on. I think this will stay. We got like a poor connection. It's all right. I could probably hook up something to the internet. Make it a little bit better. I'm gonna try to hook up the Ethernet as well, so we can get a little bit better connection for you guys. I think it'll be fine, because for like 45 minutes before it said no data. I just said no data and I was still streaming, so I don't honestly believe what YouTube tells me at this point for streaming. We're dropping frames pretty quick here. Well, boys, I don't know why this has 0. We don't have any data. This might end, and I might have to restart. I'm gonna try to get my phone hooked up really quick. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I think we're back in the green. I might be receiving some sort of data. It doesn't really update that well, honestly. Yeah, because I'm still getting viewers. So, right now it says I have absolutely no data. Oh, hello, Max. Well, Max, if you can hear what I'm saying, then clearly I do have data, and YouTube is lying to me. They've lied. I'm accepting calls, of course. We're gonna make sure that we have a connection no matter what, because my internet, of course, is shitty. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have some sort of. Oh. We're gonna have some sort of connection here. I think, yeah. Okay. I think you guys will probably get some sort of buffering. I don't know. I honestly don't know. The stream health is not that great. It was sitting around good before. For some reason, we are not in good this moment. Oh, okay, we're back on. I think there's gonna be less buffering now. I am going to quickly. I'm gonna pop on some jazz real quick, and then I'm gonna head on over and disconnect a couple of my things from Wi-Fi. So.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone, but you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
I'm back. I hope. Okay, I think We've reconnected. I don't know how to keep this in the green, guys. Oh, wait, we're back in good. We're back in good stream health. I think it reconnected and we're okay. I'm gonna leave everything as is and just kind of pretend it's not there. I think reconnect. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, that stream health is good now. We've made it past I think we have enough. Basically, I've given YouTube enough video to let me catch up. So there's a little bit of a delay, but like I said before, so if you guys, if we get a comment of any link to SoundCloud, then of course we're gonna be looking at that. And if anybody wants to call, I'm live, so I'm going to sexually solicit myself on Snapchat and try to get this out there once again for people to call in, even though I have kind of pushed this on my Snapchat more so than I should have. You know what, I think we're not going to do that. I actually have a call set up. I'm going to see if he's ready right now. So this is our first guest, Kalani, I believe. Known him for a while now. Back from my rehab days. So this is a pretty good friend. We'll see if he is ready to call. Other than that, if anybody sends a message or something or other. I don't really know. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if oh, my quality's excellent now. We are in the green. We are in the green. Anybody sends. We are in the green, boys. Quality is excellent. I finally got the stream settings. I finally got the stream settings good enough. Yeah, it went good. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. For some reason, when I'm not looking at it, it does better. I think that's like the Thatcher effect. No, the Thatcher effect's like dead cats, isn't it? And it's telling me that there's no participants, which I don't really believe. And if there isn't, then I don't care, because for some reason, 80-something people watched this after the fact. I don't know why, but everyone decided, hey, I'm not going to watch this while it's live. I'm going to do it after. Why not? Why not just, make it harder for Ben? Make it harder for Ben to do his thing. I might just... I don't know. I might just give him a call. I don't know if I want to just do that. Let me find something a little bit better. We got... I'm trying to... Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find a little bit of jazz here. So once again, we're accepting calls, texts, whatever the fuck. And if nobody calls, then I'm going to play music. And it's going to be copyright-free music from SoundCloud. And if you would like a song that you like on SoundCloud played, then I will play it. Just waiting here. I am oh so ready. I have a voicemail from Google Voice. Welcome to Google Voice. Welcome to Google Voice. We're gonna suck your throbbing cock. Throbbing and hard, as usual. Boys, I could use some help here. I could do with a good morale boost if someone would like to call. Yeah, I'm gonna check my phone once again. I'm just gonna start calling institutions if they don't get people to pick up. Come on. You know you want to. Look. No one is telling you that you can't just call this phone number. Actually, you should. It's a rage against the machine. Society doesn't want you to call, but you should. You should call for your mother. Call for veterans and dying babies. Warning: we do not support veterans or dying babies, but just do it in the spirit of them. Send some prayers their way, and maybe that'll help. But you can only accomplish that task by calling the stream. There's no other way to do it. There's none. We got a text. Been a min, make call in a min, enjoying your suffering. Wow, thank you. Thank you, 591, for the. I just say digits, not the full number. If you don't, I might just, we're gonna give the caller who signed up to be the first guest a call. Don't actually know if they want to be called, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's see here. My favorite thing is just being able to just flaunt a phone number on the internet. I think that's what I like the most. I don't think the viewers is accurate either, because when I go on my phone, it tells me there's more viewers. Okay. I don't know why this. Oh. We're calling our first caller. I'm not actually sure if he's going to pick up or not, but. I hope. Oh. Hey. Hello? Are you there? It's Ben. What do you mean? you Bro, you signed up. You're like, dog, yeah, you can call me. Yeah, come on, man. You had the reserved first spot. We're on air, by the way. No, this is live right now. Okay. What did you want to talk about? Because I mean, I've got things to talk about, but I figured that if you wanted to talk, then you probably had something to talk about. Oh, what is this? You're gonna come in here. You're gonna come in here with no topic, nothing, no story. Come on, break down your inner emotions for me. Give me something. I can't work with this, Kalani. You can't do this to me. Is there anything you want to talk about? Come on, you have to have stories from from ND. There's no way you don't. Do you want to talk about rehab? Is it okay if I say that? I mean, I don't have your... All right. What was, what was rehab like for you? Would that be good? Well, what's happening? Is everything okay? Are you dying? Are you dying? Are you alive? Are you having a stroke?
Did you hear that?
Wait. I had your audio down. I'm gonna reintroduce you. That was fucked.
All right.
I'm sorry. Okay, this is Kalani, everybody. I knew him from New Directions Rehab. I haven't actually seen you after the fact. After I left, never saw you again. You're down. You're like up in Ohio somewhere. The weirdest thing about that place is how everybody's from like a completely different like area. It's a little weird.
Yeah, I know.
Because you meet people and then you never see them again. I think that's the weirdest part. Honestly, that was what it was for me when I went to rehab. The weirdest part was like getting such a deep relationship with these people. And sorry everybody. Someone just texted me that your audio was low. I turned it back up. I'm sorry. It was down. Okay. But like I think would you agree? Like the weirdest thing is you have like you make best friends because that's your social circle. You're forced to be friends with these people. And like, then they're just gone. You never see them again. And you like get their phone. Like this time, what I changed about that was like, well, I don't know if you pay attention to my channel, but I did a live podcast with Rob. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
No, okay. Rob was there. And, yeah, I mean, it's a really odd experience, I think, because like
I know.
What was that like for you? Like the friendships.
I don't know. I mean, I got everybody's number.
Have you stayed in contact with everyone? Like, have you hung out with them?
Yeah, I have, but I haven't seen any of them.
Were you even seen? All. I see Jared and all of them all the time. We hang out every Friday. Pretty much.
But I mean,
what?
Tomorrow I'm probably going to go to a meeting that Jared's going to be at.
Oh, sick. Oh, well, the Friday one? I might be there too, actually.
Yeah, that one.
All right. The Middleburg?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll probably get a ride there, actually. Well, it'd be good to see you
cool.
there. We're still talking, though. Don't hang up on me. What? Is there any... I mean, we can talk about any issues, just anything you got on your mind right now. Really anything. I mean, if you have any sort of story you wanted to tell. This is an open format.
I don't know.
Why'd you want to be on then? What?
I didn't realize I would be talking to you. I thought I was going to be watching.
You thought you were going to be watching?
Yeah.
Why would I say I got your number? Like I said, I told you, I got your number already. Damn. Well, I mean, I could call you back later and you could just listen because I've got somebody else that wants to hop on if you're okay with that. All right. Well, just stay on and, if you want to call back later, call back later.
All right.
All right. Nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
That was Kalani, everybody. Now we're going to move on to Joseph. Joe, did you just call me? Are you not? I'm going to check the comments real quick. Okay, yeah, that was you. All right. We're going to be calling Joey Boy back here.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Ben. Hello? Hello? We're coming in hot, Joseph. We are raging. Hey. Hello? Hey. What's up, Joe? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Since the last time I saw you randomly on my bike in Medina, I think your voice has gotten deeper since then.
Yeah, a little bit. It
might
just be like the audio or whatever.
No, I can feel your balls dropping through the microphone.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's epic. I saw the story and I was like, wow, I gotta give him a call, see what's happening. I had some questions.
You got some questions? Well, I'm here to answer. Go ahead.
Open-ended, man.
It's open.
For interpretation.
This is an open format.
Epic. So, I didn't really I didn't write them down or anything. I'm just freeballing, you feel me?
Shoot, yes, I accept.
Okay. All right. So do you think some of the bonds, how strong, did you make some real connections with people in your experiences in rehab?
Oh, 100%.
Juvie.
Juvie is even weirder. Do you know Andrew? I'm not going to say his last name. Andy? Redhead?
Yeah, I remember Andy. I do know Andy. Yeah.
I was with him for hundreds of days.
Really?
Yeah, and it was at one point, so when we were in Juvie, I got there in January, right, last year. So I was in there before COVID started. So when COVID started, they only kept people that were required to stay, like by law. And it was me, him, and one other dude. And
just 3 people?
3 people. And it's a 30-person maximum security facility. But what happened was we're sitting there like playing cards, and they're just packing everybody up. And my heart just fucking dropped. Like people with the dude with fucking like firearm fucking charges, fucking like rape and shit, and because we were past offenders, they just kept us there because we already had a record. It's like all these other people it was their first offense. That's how they went by, and just one by one, all on the same day, everybody leaves, and we were quarantined, so they put us in our own unit by ourselves, and it was me, Andy, and one other kid. And I'm not gonna say his name because and like I mean I can't at first we kind of didn't really like each other. We didn't talk that much, but we went to the same school, so we already had that going. And then I remember the first time I met him, I didn't even know he was on PS, like protective status, so basically like isolation. So I didn't even know he was there when I was there. But when I went back to Buckeye after like the 4th time, someone like basically linked us up. Hey, aren't you both you guys felons? And I was like, yeah. And he walked up and he was like, oh, cool. And that was it. That was the whole. But then we got stuck. We were stuck in there together. And I mean, like, that was my best friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
I liked Andy a lot. There was some stuff that like.
Any of the.
False. Yeah, I
know all of his allegations were false. Fuck his sister, by the way.
Yeah, I heard the whole story.
I was there for the entire process, and I don't know. I gotta tell you, like,
I know he got extremely just screwed over.
He honestly, I don't know. It was just it felt like because we got really close. It felt like it was like I don't know because I was there the whole time he was there, so I was eating with him, sleeping in the cell next to him. Like we did because there's no one else there. So gym, everything. I mean, how many times can you play 2-ball? That's the real fucking question. I am absolutely dick at basketball, but I have played 2-ball for so many hours of my life that if I do around the world that's competitive, I will splash every single time. Ask anybody I know from rehab. Like I will never play basketball for months. It's just the motions are so ingrained because it's the same shit. Yeah, it's muscle memory at that point. But like, you get so close to people, especially with juvie. You get so close to people and just gone. They're gone.
Yeah,
and some
just like that. Whenever their sentence or whatever is over.
Rehab it's better and worse. Like nowadays, I mean, you probably see. I don't really hang out with people from school. I hang out with my friends that are my age in the program.
Yeah.
And like the reason for that is because, well, you probably know this better than anyone. I'm not saying do anything, but pretty much everyone fucking smokes weed.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I still like them. Like they're still my friends, but it's pretty much, I think, for everybody except for me and probably 2 other kids, I would suspect. It's just a phase. It's like something, or they can pick it up, put it down. They're not dependent on it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, psychologically, is that if I'm around that and people are doing it so casually and it's like, oh, it's nothing, then my brain's going to rationalize, because that's what addicts do, is we rationalize and say, oh, well, they're just having fun. It's not like it's crack or something. And then, boom, they'll start with weed and then it'll go straight to DXM like that. Done. Yeah, over with. Or alcohol, like rum type shit.
Everclear.
Yeah, Everclear. I drank that shit like all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I used to drink mouthwash when I was on probation. No, I used to like literally chug a bottle of mouthwash.
Oh, I believe you. I'm glad you're past that.
There's no like the deviation from what I'm like now to what I was like then is insane.
Oh, I can definitely tell. Like I've seen you a couple times.
I look at videos of myself and I'm like, I know it's me, you know what I mean? But especially when I was high, it was like I was a completely different human being. Like what it does, especially for an addict, for anybody, Weed, they say, oh, well, it lets the neurons flow so you can have more creativity easier. Well, you get the same shit for meditating or focusing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean?
It's very underappreciated, especially with like...
That's how I stay sober,
around
honestly. I actually lead guided meditations, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a guru, but I know like 15 different forms.
Mm-hmm.
That should save my life more than once, because
I'm glad.
it just, I mean, like, I don't want to like say that it makes you high, but it does. But it's a different kind of, because you can remember it and you can control it.
It's psychedelic, but not like to like a psychoactive effect.
Yeah, it's your own brain, because your brain, people don't fucking understand is that it's called cannabis because it contains cannabinoids, which is a chemical naturally occurring in your brain.
Yes.
Opiates are called opiates because they have opiates, which is naturally occurring in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, it's not.
I got another question for you, actually.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you ever have any experiences with DMT?
Oh, well, let me explain. Now, I'm gonna just put out like a disclaimer right now. I don't like to talk about my drug of choice because it's so easily accessible, and so you know what it is. You know what my drug of choice is. Just don't say it. I've said it once already, but I don't want. Basically, my drug. I'm just gonna say my DOC. So my DOC is. It's basically it stops you from coughing, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a sponge that gets too wet. Mm-hmm. So that part of your brain, because what it does, people understand this. You're like, wow, this works so well, so much better than through soothing my throat, is because it literally turns off the part of your brain that allows you to cough. It doesn't make coughing less severe. It makes it so you can't cough. So when you take more than the recommended dose, you literally forget completely how to cough. I mean, you might remember this from when I would smoke. I'd smoke like 6 blunts at once, nothing. 0. And people like, hey, Ben, cough. And I'd just be like, cough, cough. I would just say it. I wouldn't even make a throat noise.
Mm-hmm.
And like...
You physically weren't capable of it?
Oh, so let me explain this. So every other drug, it's like a key that fits into a specific door in your brain. My drug of choice,
depressant sort of thing,
anything like cannabinoids, every single drug that you could think of is because it relates to a specific receptor that's already in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, like another thing people understand about DMT is released naturally in your pineal gland. That's it. When you dream, DMT is produced. There's meditations that you can produce DMT, you can elicit it, and people think it's bullshit. I've done it, and I'm telling you right now, it's like if you can really, you have to like meditate for like an hour before all this shit, and it's basically you're just what people. I know I'll go back on topic. I always do, but what people don't understand is that using parts of your brain is a muscle, because your brain is technically the most energy using muscle in your body.
Is it considered gray matter?
Yeah, your brain is a muscle. It literally is. It's a different type of muscle tissue at a neurological level. So when you meditate, you're literally, all you're doing is exercising the muscle of bringing your focus back to one thing. Yeah. That's, like breathings. People have mantras and things like that. So basically my drug of choice, what it does is that, so it's like a sponge, right? So it's an oversoaked sponge. So as it oversoaks, it seeps into other parts of the brain, and it's a skeleton key. So it can open any of the doors. So the more you take, the more it seeps out. And I would take enough that I don't know. I think I had a natural sort of efficiency to it, because if you took like 1/10 of what I took on a daily basis with a tolerance, you would die. Mm-hmm. Someone that does it every other day, that did like a very, because I did it since I was 13, basically on a twice a day basis.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, so it's a skeleton key. So the more you take, but the way that it works is that the more that you take, it's like pretend there's like I can't show you this, but pretend there's a bar graph, and one of the bars, and it's an equation. Every time the bar that's my drug of choice goes up, DMT slowly follows it behind.
I gotcha. Being released in your brain naturally.
So it's like everything all at once plus DMT. And what it does is the long-term side effects are, I had terrible fucking reflexes.
Yes.
So what it does, I'll just explain to people so they fucking understand what this shit. Basically, it burns off. I had a brain scan, brain test, blood-brain barrier test. What it does is it burns off and replaces your serotonin and dopamine receptors with my drug of choice's receptors. Where you can only produce serotonin and dopamine if you take it. I can't take it now. I cannot take a regular dose, and I refuse to. I will never take cold medicine in my life.
Good.
Because just a little bit, and of course, and it starts to heal. It starts to heal after 2 years of abstinence.
Wow. So
the long-term effects of that are that basically your reflexes go down and your IQ goes up because you have less of emotional. And I have basically the gene type that makes it so I don't produce as much serotonin and dopamine anyways. So that's why I did drugs. Because I don't know if you probably remember, when I did drugs, I was emotional. There's two types. There's two types of users. You're either trying to feel less or feel more. You know what I mean? And for me, I wanted to feel more. Because when I would smoke and people would be like, "Oh, well, why are you crying?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't really realize that the stars looked that cool, or that I even should cry because something's beautiful." I'd never felt that before in my entire life before that.
Yeah, you did.
Because it brought my serotonin and dopamine levels to a regular level. So that's why, if you remember, I don't know if you were there more than one time when I was using, I would act basically normal, like unaffected, until I started going over that, because it became, an obsession. So, we say in 12-step programs, like, no human power can stop you from using. You know what I mean? So, literally, there's absolutely, and I'll explain something else real quick. So, basically, people will say, "Oh, how do I know I'm an addict? How do I know I'm not?" And I'm not going to promote anything that I do to recover. I'm not going to do anything like that. All I will say, and finish with this, the whole stream, is that I'm in a 12-step program, and I'll leave it at that, because it's the person's choice. It has to be your decision, or you're never going to go through with it. That's And basically, a light user will use it social occasions, and it's basically on a scale of consequences. So they'll use on occasions, they don't really like it, they don't really hate it, they'll take a sip, it's not really their thing. And, they'll never get blackout drunk, whatever. A medium drinker get blackout drunk sometimes, maybe drink every weekend. They have a friend group of drinking buddies. But if the consequences are, "Oh, well, I need to study," or I'm signing up for the military, I can't do that, or I have a commitment to my child, whatever that has to stop it, they'll be like, I kind of want to still do it, but they won't.
They have a reason not.
They won't really care that much. And a heavy user or drinker or whatever you want to say, a heavy user is all but the same as an addict, except that with extreme consequences, they will stop. Now, the big difference is that if you are an addict, unless the consequences are, the consequences could be anything at all. If the consequences are, well, if I keep doing this, then I can't use, then you might stop. So, probation, but that's white knuckling. You're not actually...
What was, would you say was your consequence, if you don't mind me asking?
Everything. I died.
Everything, just everything?
I died. I went to jail. I went to rehab. I got felony charges.
Definitely a lot.
Lost all my friends. Had to get a new friend group 3 times.
Yeah.
Fucking lost every semblance of my own humanity. I didn't even... Because I already have a dissociative disorder, where it's like I'm watching TV. Yeah. So it's like I'm watching TV and I'm holding a controller. So like the shit that I put myself through, it was just like I was putting a character through it. Like it wasn't really me doing it. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just watching myself do it. Like, oh, do this, try that, and be funny. Like, you know what I mean? And I'd be in jail just sitting there. And you can ask anyone that I went to juvie with and that knows me on the outside, they will say that I acted no differently. It was like I was completely unaffected. Like I wasn't even on the inside. Same with rehab. It's like basically that your higher IQ gives you extreme adaptability. So any adverse situation, I had such a wide range of like adaptiveness to where I was unaffected because my emotional spectrum is so small.
Yeah. That
it would just basically it'd fall into the not 1%, and I wouldn't even care.
Gotcha.
And it just deteriorated. Everything that I ever enjoyed was deteriorated, and I just was a fucking shell of a shell because I already wasn't emotional. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I would honestly, and this, you know, it's person to person, but I don't think I would consider myself human. Like the shit that I did to myself and to other people with complete utter lack and disregard of any consequence to myself or other people.
One thing that one of the things that originally made you kind of, I would say, appealing to other people was that you had no filter, no like.
I still fucking don't. I still don't.
Yeah. Well, I
and
mean
that's
less than a filter, more of like disregard for.
I still have a disregard. It didn't go away. It's just now, and I'll say this right now, like the state of Ohio could not stop me from using. My probation officer, I didn't give a fuck. My parents crying, fucking begging me, didn't even the slightest jar. It had to be me. There was no one. Every single one of my family members could have died. Someone could have held a gun to their head and said, "Well, if you have to never do this again," and if I didn't want it, I would have kept doing it. There's absolutely nothing standing in the way. And like, I mean, when I was younger, even before I used, I literally just, I'm a very logical. Most people are E over I, emotions over intelligence. It doesn't mean they lack intelligence. It just means their emotions
overpower it.
Or they overpower it, so they make decisions first based upon their emotions, and then think about the logical steps after. So, me, I'm I over E, explicitly. So, basically, I will. The thing that people understand is that I do have emotion. Like this makes me sad, angry, whatever. But I process things, I guess, fast. I don't want to. I guess this sounds egotistical, but I mean, I might as well be reading you my DSM-5 report right now because I like have it memorized. I'm not over boasting anything. I just want everyone to know that. And you're asking, so I guess it's not the same thing as me just talking about it.
Definitely not.
But like, I mean, realistically, there's just like, I'm just a more logically driven person, and from my point of view, my emotional spectrum is contentment, and the other side is discontentment moving towards contentment. So I'm either content or I'm discontent, and I want to be content, so I move back to content with it as much as I can. It's basically your emotional intake is based upon the path of least resistance. And what I realized, because I did everything bad that you could ever do to anyone. Lie, cheat, steal, grandparents, family members. And, like, I mean, there just wasn't whatever. You know what I mean? And basically, I realized that life is easier in general if you're nice to people. Genuinely nice to people.
That's definitely
and
true.
Because if you're kind to people, because money is throwaway. You know, if you have enough to pay for rent, food, car, then basically everything else after that is leisure. You know what I'm saying? So if you have, and time is money. So if you're gonna sit down with someone, talk to them, whatever. And now when people need help, they call me. I get calls because I'll sit there on the phone with someone I barely know and just listen to what they're saying. That's all you have to do. I have the difference between my empathy and someone else's is I have logical empathy. Like a pregnant woman, and most people have this, but they don't like to admit it because they have emotional filters that block them from saying something that, because, it's like, and people always, like, I always pull, it's like the reverse golden rule. So if you should want to do unto others that you do to yourself, and you want to kill yourself, then you're not going to be nice to people. You know what I mean? Like if you're suicidal, that kind of falls apart. Yeah. But like nowadays, it's just like, well, if I'm nice to all these people and then I don't show up to a meeting, then I get calls. Oh, hey, where are you at? Are you okay? And that's what feels good to me is you're needed. If you're something, you make yourself needed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because there's nothing to fall back on, other than that. And it's just like, I don't know, man. But I think that's really all I got for that. I don't want the whole time to me be talking about myself, but those were good questions. I really I wanted to make a video answering that sort of thing on my channel.
To have there rather than a stream.
Yeah, I was actually gonna like a fully edited, like with little like side skits and stuff.
I got another question for you.
All right.
You spend a lot of time in the slums, you feel me? So what I'm wondering is, you had a lot of free time, correct? Did you do a lot of reading?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you got any book recommendations?
Hell yeah. Oh, book recommendations?
Yeah.
What is your preferred genre?
Less of like fictional entertainment, more of like
nonfiction.
Maybe less. Yeah, kind of.
Nonfiction. Have you ever read Man's Search?
That makes you think.
Oh shit. Read Man's Search for Meaning. Look that up right now.
Man.
It's a guy that he wrote a bunch of books. He survived the Holocaust, and it's not about
Frankl.
Yeah, that guy. It's not about him being in the Holocaust. It's about how he and other people like had meaningful and fulfilling lives in labor camps. Like they smiled, woke up every morning, and did their routine as if it was just normal. Yeah, and it's basically
in a living hell.
It's like a thesis, and it's his story, and it's like a thesis. It's a really good combination, but it's basically like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like he uses his own experience and others to describe like how people still like have some sort of meaning in life, even when their entire humanity is stripped away from them. So all it is like, well, if they can have meaningful, fulfilling, and full lives in a labor camp, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stuff in open-ended questions that really make you think. That book really helped me, actually.
That's good. It's very interesting. Was it like, are the books that like you had access to, were they heavily like filtered?
No, not at all whatsoever.
Okay.
The way libraries work in most jails is, unless it's a religious text, your parents will give you books, and once they come in, they can't leave. So they stay there when you leave.
Yeah, you just put them in the library.
Oh yeah, they've got the raunchiest shit you could ever think of. But it's like, they get rid of the stuff where it's like the whole book is just fucking.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with some of the anime magazines, but there was some shit that got in that was like basically hentai.
Really?
Well, the reason they started cracking down on books more is because for years back when I was there a couple times, the entire Harry Potter series had acid in the seams.
Had what?
Someone's mom that was also a drug dealer put acid in the seams of the entire Harry Potter collection.
Jesus.
Yeah, oh, can I get the Harry Potter book? And then they'd go up and just, yeah. And they found out, because, I don't know, some kid snitched at some point. It was after I went back. I don't even know. I lost track after, like, 8. Like, how many times I'd been in, but, It's basically a reclusive book club. They actually started a book club because so many people read books. I mean, you will get the dumbest motherfuckers in the entire world, and they will become bookworms because there's no other escape.
Yeah.
It's that or exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, read or exercise, those are your options. Or get really fucking good at cards, but you can only do cards at passive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can cheat at, like, every single card game and play it for, like, 2 people at once. I mean, because there is nothing else to do. I mean, nothing. Like, spades, I am, like, OG Bobby Johnson. Like, hands down.
Yeah. You ever play hearts?
What? I think so. I don't know. So,
What
we
about
usually...
euchre?
Euchre, oh, hell yeah, we play euchre.
Euchre's fun.
Technically, you can't gamble, so we'll, like... We played blackjack, but we would, like,
Mm-hmm.
put tally marks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the superintendent came in, and the saddest part for me, every time that I went there, the judge or every staff member, because I was just nice, because I'm just me,
Yeah.
and I'm just I'm laid back to the point of like almost being dead. So like, I would never cause any trouble, and I was always funny. Like, they basically, you get a rule violation for everything. And I would swear all the time and get like one every like 40 swear words, because I would just. The one guard was like, if it's funny and you swear, I won't give you a rule violation. If I don't laugh, then you get one. There's a bunch of shit. Like, when we were in there and it was just 3 of us, we watched movies every night. We had a movie night on Saturdays till like 2 a.m. Because imagine they have an entire staff for 30 people, and, they got like murders, shit, and, just kids that are fucking insane. And, and druggies, all this shit. There were 3 of us, and all of us were well-behaved, like extremely well-behaved, because we've been there so many times, knew everyone, and the guards still got to keep their shifts. So they would come in, bring popcorn, we'd go to the gym like twice, because there was no school, because the teachers go with the Medina school system schedule. So since school was canceled, they were canceled for part of it, at least for like a month.
Yeah, because COVID.
So we just fucking played cards. The worst part was they wanted to re-implement schooling, but they couldn't do online because some kids, unless you had an online program. Luckily, I had an online program. I finished. I finished I guess 10th and a majority of 11th while I was there the last time.
Yeah.
Because you still have a 6-hour school day, but there's literally, you can't do anything else but the schoolwork. Mm-hmm. People just get really good at shit. I mean, like, you either you get really physically fit or just good at board games. Fucking Yahtzee is my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Yahtzee is awesome, but I don't fucking know, dude. I mean, yeah, but books, I got like a list somewhere I could send you. Man, search for meaning. I was going to literally say that, and then you said this kind of book. So that's... Yeah, that I would, from what your specifications were, I would fucking read that. That shit is, it's like, It's like any sort of Holocaust book, but he doesn't, like, whine. I know that sounds fucked up, but it's like...
No, I know what you mean.
It's like, yeah, we know what was bad, okay? Like, I'm not like, holy shit, wow, really? They didn't feed you that much?
No.
It's not like some sort of... What do you mean you guys didn't have, like, full course meals every day?
Yeah, like, I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's more of like a he was I think he's a psychiatrist before, they put him in a fucking labor camp. So, and it's his story entwined with, just like psychological stuff, and he asked the same question. Like, what is meaning? What is the meaning? You know what I mean? He asked that question and, like, goes over that part of the story and this whole fucking thing. Yeah. Great book.
Sounds good.
I wonder, every time that I get a good call, like, we have a good conversation right now, nobody fucking calls.
It's alright.
Nobody texts. It's like, oh, I'm just listening to this, man. Honestly, like, I like doing this live, but everyone just rewatches it after. Mm-hmm. I don't. I'm gonna start also making like highlights, You know how like Joe Rogan fucking makes like the
highlight
5-minute
reels.
clips and posts all of them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that and then add little images and add subtitles, like funny subtitles. You know, it's like the different colors for the different people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that with the clips that are good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Little
Animation over
a
story.
little animation sort of thing, you know.
Yeah,
You don't really sound too enthused there.
No, I dig the animation.
Or is
I
that?
just think that would be pretty challenging to execute properly.
No, it's animation with like frames per second. Yeah, like in Blender. Yeah, that's kind of hard. But animation with like PNG images and a basic video editor is really easy.
And that's definitely all you really need.
Well, it's not easy. I've been doing video editing since I was 9. I went to a class, and then my parents got me a laptop.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what's fucking annoying is what's fucking really annoying is that did you watch my most recent podcast, the one with my friend Rob?
Is that the
Mystery Meat?
I did not.
You
That's
didn't?
meaning.
I want you to, after the stream, I want you to watch that and like tell me how fucking high quality that shit is. Because I mean, that's the thing is I edited videos for weddings and small companies. Like, I did stuff for my dad before I worked for him, and I do graphic design for him too. So, like the construction company I worked at before, I made some different graphics and stuff for them, and like. The stuff where it's like you'll get an email from a company and, you know, they have their logo, but they want the logo that goes at the end of the email.
Yeah.
Did a couple of those. When I was in rehab and I wanted extra money, I did voice acting on Freelancer.
Really?
Yeah, some Indian dude just, like, paid me to say, like, basic phrases in like, English. Like, $25. I was like, fuck yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Some other guy had me go, like, finish him. Like, that shit. So, like, that was some sort of fake game. Because they didn't want to copyright it, like, outright.
Yeah, they can't get, like, a
Yeah, I
real
got,
audio
like, $10
clip.
for that. It was fun. I don't know. I got a mic. The thing that saved my fucking sanity when I went to rehab is because I was only I was in residential, which is, like, treatment courses all the time, all the shit, mandatory shit. I was there, it was in that for 45 days. The other 100, I basically lived there like an apartment. But it was like it's like a step down program. Yeah. I wasn't watched at all. Phase 3, you can take the bus. I could leave in the morning because I was like done. I was school my own schedule. I could just, one time I got bored when I got to phase 3, which you got to be there for months and like be ultra trustworthy. And so phase 1, you know, it's called RH, it's residential housing. Recovery housing, actually, sorry. Residential housing is the other one. They're both called RH, which is fucking annoying on paperwork. But, like, I would say, once you get to phase 3, like, say they wanted to go to a meeting, but they only had one adult and how many people, they would just kind of... No, they would just fudge some numbers. We called it the druggy buggy. It's a van. There's 2 vans. And,
Load them up.
no, like, say there was one adult and there had to be 2, I would just go, and they would, like, fudge it and just be like, well, Ben's there. It's fine. Because I was there for so long, and it was my second time being there. Yeah. When you're an RH2, they have you hold group, make up your own group. I actually have a whole relaxation group that the one psychologist that was there, it's a subliminal dopamine releasing stimuli. Basically, you know, you read a poem, you read a story from the basic text for the 12-step program, and then we just talk for a little bit. But literally, every single sense that can be stimulated in a relaxing way is. So they walk in the room, the lights are dimmed, there's classical music playing, and on the screen there's a big-ass TV. It's like nature, just like videos, like from a drone. And there's a bunch of shit that people don't understand. There were songs that were selected that in monkeys produce more dopamine, and they had coloring pictures and ultimate tic-tac-toe boards. So basically what it does, like someone with like autism, for example, is because the reason they're in social situations, they're weird, and they can do tasks repeatedly is because they need more stimulus. They never have enough stimulus. It's either they have too much or not enough. Well, that's Asperger's, but like, people on the spectrum, there's the one kid, and he's really smart, but the more people you add, the more variables there are. So the more confused he gets about the social situation. But one-on-one and by himself, straight A's. With one person, great conversation. Add a second person, it's a whole nother thing. And he's like my best friend. Well, and that's Rob, actually. I can say that because he was on that was him on the thing.
That was him. That's cool.
Yeah, but like he's cool as fuck. But like you'd barely notice. You think he's a little goofy because he corrects for it because he's smart. He's smart enough to like get the patterns down. But basically, with all those people and he barely knows them and he only knew me and one other kid like fully, like a friendship. So you got the coloring page, you got the music, you got the visuals, and you got me talking and reading. His comment was at least 20 times better and more in-depth than everyone else's about the reading. Because every facet of his concentration was... Teachers think, I want you to only focus on this, don't look at anything else. But the thing is, if teachers would just give you a coloring page for shit you don't have to take notes for, it would be relaxing instantly. Like, you can doodle during class. That's why classes where you doodle, you remember... Tell me you don't remember more from classes where you were allowed to doodle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, and then I served tea, and there's a bunch of shit. So I didn't. It was just green tea, but I told them it was good tea, and they're like, "What kind of tea is it?" I was like, "It's good tea." So there you go, placebo. First of all, second of all, the music. This classical music. And I served the tea, and they had when you're served something, it tastes better and it feels better because you didn't have to do it yourself. So your brain's like, "Wow, that's cool."
Yeah.
I would walk around and serve them the shit while I was reading it. The final thing, the main tie, was that when they were allowed to talk freely, they couldn't speak over the music. So it was hushed tones, and you can only have a conversation at your table. And also, it's good to feel special. So every single place setting, I put a cup with their name with a heart around it. And like a little, design for their individual names. So everyone sat down. It was next to their best friends or the people that they like or that they could relate to. And they all sit down. It's this whole thing. 0 drugs. And at the end, we meditate. I mean, the one kid was gone. I mean, he was like... But what I say at the end is I basically break the third wall. I'm like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this and that. And I'm like, you can do this by yourself.
Yeah.
It's basically like a subliminal coping skill class. Like, this is all shit you can fucking do individually, and you can get the same or even better effect if you're socially awkward. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, they didn't even realize, and at the end, they're like, holy fuck. Because, they're not told, we're going to learn coping skills, because that shit doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, make sure you read and write. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I don't have them write. I mean, we did everything all at once, and like, it was just really good. I mean, just a lot of people got a lot out of it. And I ran that group since the first time I ran it. I ran it every other week until I left. And I was there for like 5 months. So, and then I wrote a format for it, an open format for it for other RH people after me. And I call every now and then, and they still do it now. It's part of the program.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I just fucking pulled it out of my ass. I'm not going to say, like, ooh, I get my degree in psychology, because I'm just really interested in all that shit, so it doesn't even feel like school to me. So,
I mean, that's what you should pursue, if that's, like, how you actually feel about it.
Well, if you're emotionally dissident, like me, it's really easy to, like, understand and bear other people's emotions without having, like, a great psychological effect. So, like, it won't... I see it as what it is, you know what I mean? So I can help them with the core of the problem.
It's not some...
Every single trauma or tic that you have ever can be tied to one specific event and the feelings about that, or a group of specific events all in the same time period. Mm-hmm. Everything. I mean, a basic fact is that you choose what you get offended to. No one, there's nothing in your brain that says, oh, you have to be offended if someone says something about your weight. I guess maybe it happens subconsciously because you're told this is what's right and this is what's wrong. But realistically, you choose what you get offended to. So, it's just a bunch of shit that I'll tell people, and they're like, whoa, man, that's fucking radical. That is rad. And just, I don't know, you could ask me, we're not going to talk about your specific trauma, but I can break shit down, man. That's all I'm saying. Oh, yeah. It's fun for me. It feels good because I don't realize that I just have a disconnect, basically, from my thoughts to what I say. Have you considered,
pursuing that, to extent of a career?
When I turn 18, I'm going to get my CDCA and work at the treatment center that I was at part-time.
That's really good.
Then I'm actually, I graduated, you know that, right? I'm actually I'm doing my bachelor's right now online for psychology specialized in addiction treatment.
Okay.
And I have 14 months sober now. 14 months and 26 days.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Anything interesting going on in your life there, Joe?
Just living life as a
nothing, no stories you want to tell, nothing going on.
Stuff happens, nothing too eventful or whatever.
High school bullshit that doesn't matter a week later.
Bingo.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you right now, after I graduated, and because I made it a statute for my leaving that I had to graduate high school, and they agreed. So my probation officer was like, you want to do this? And I was like, yeah. So it got signed into a court document that I couldn't leave until I graduated. So
you locked yourself in.
So that way, when I was done, I was done. I could go, pursue the stuff I want to pursue and not have to. Dude, when I'm telling you it's a weight lifted off of my fucking shoulders, I left rehab and got done with high school in the same week.
That must have.
It was complete
week of your life.
Oh my god, that was and then I went home. Oh man, and then I hung out with my Catherine for the first time, coming back.
Is she ginger?
No.
Okay, because I remember it was
no, that's yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, she's fucking weird.
Okay, I understand.
You don't know Catherine?
I'm not familiar.
She was in Shrek and hung out with Emmy.
Oh, Cat Creel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, we've been dating for 7 months now.
Really? I didn't know that.
Hi, Catherine. Love you. I don't know if she'll watch this.
I've seen that. I've seen a picture of her, and I thought to myself, is that who I think it is?
Yeah. No. She's fucking great.
She lives. I know her. No, I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
No, man. It really changes how you think about shit when you're done with high school. It's because I've always been put in a position to where I had to grow up. When I was younger, I was born with my legs inside out and backwards, and they're either you do physical therapy or you don't walk. You know? And then I'm 13 and I get a concussion, and they're like, you have to do this or you won't remember anything. Yeah. And then I got diabetes.
How'd you get your concussion again?
What do you mean, from Danny giving me the curb stomp?
Oh, yeah. I knew it was something crazy.
And, all he had to do was sign a piece of paper that said he wouldn't bully again. And then he got to play in the basketball game later that day.
Interesting.
And I missed basically the entirety of 7th grade and lost all of... Well, you know what I had to do for that, right?
What do you mean?
I had to, after I went to the doctor, they told me they basically put blankets over my windows and soundproofing.
Oh, yeah.
I just sit in a noiseless, soundless room for 38 days. And
that'll make you go crazy.
Well, no, because you're just concussed, so it's I didn't think anything was happening. Yeah. It could have been 5 minutes or 5 years, I don't know. But my mom always says when I walked out of there, I left myself. Like I just walked out and left the rest of me in there. Like it was just my body came out.
Do you think that had a big impact?
Oh fuck yeah! Even though I'm not mentally damaged from that, but I didn't remember anyone.
Yeah.
Remember when I was like joking around, like, oh yeah, I didn't fucking know anyone's name in school. No one knows that. Basically, it was like amnesia. I didn't really know. I kind of knew. I knew my name and my parents' names, but I didn't. You know, I was just. That's why I kind of started floating around friend groups and like sports groups. And then in high school, I didn't have any group I was attached to. Anyone would just, if I showed up, they'd just be like, "Oh, Ben, hey."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You come back, it was just like it was a nice little surprise. I was like, "Oh, hey, Ben's back."
Yeah, I'm not dead. And then I got another concussion.
Yeah. How's that?
I had 3 in the end.
3 total. Wow.
Yeah, that. Well, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like you fucking are very careful about where you put your head. I'll just put that.
Yeah. Do you still are you still in like close contact with Nicholas?
Oh hell yeah.
Nice. I haven't talked to him. I saw him at the 4th of July last year.
Yeah, he's doing really
Did you
good.
Eagle Scout?
He's gonna be taking like the jump out of fucking planes class for the military this summer.
Cool.
Yeah, he's excited about that.
Did you ever like end up like going further in scouts or not really?
Oh, I'm still in it actually. I'm gonna be an adult leader after my birthday.
Is that what those videos were?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah, no, I'm actually junior assistant scoutmaster.
Oh.
No, I love that shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about Boy Scouts.
No, I agree because I'm getting my Eagle Scouts soon. And
nah, I'm fucked.
People shit on it. But...
I've got my star. That's it. I'm not gonna get further than that. It's not possible. I shit on that.
Yeah.
If anybody's listening to this and they're in Boy Scouts or they're thinking of putting their kids through it, fucking get them to Eagle and tell them to stop bitching. It's so worth it. I mean, my brother, just for example, people, you get whatever military, whatever bullshit. My brother, when he joined the military, went from an E1 to an E2 for being an Eagle Scout. He got paid more than everyone instantly upon joining. They put him in charge of his thing just because he was an Eagle Scout, and he was prepared because he'd done. No, literally, he's a higher rank now than he should be at all. Well, I mean, he earned it, but because he gets paid more money because he's a fucking Eagle Scout. I mean, you know what I mean? There's no. Yeah. I mean, the scholarships are fucking insane. It's easier. I mean, it's just all this shit. That's like. Like every day I fucking regret not fucking pushing that shit. I've been doing it, but I mean we looked at the numbers and unless I'd have to get like a 2-year extension. Yeah. It's just not possible. I barely got star. I put a lot of effort into that. I still go to everything because I just like the shit. I like camping and I like the fucking camaraderie. Even if it's a bunch of 14-year-olds, like they need somebody to fucking look up. And I'll tell them. Their parents even said to me, I'm glad you tell our kids about fucking jail when you're camping. Yeah. I tell them that shit. I'm nonchalant about it, but I tell them, I literally, most of them know that I've overdosed and died. Yeah. And they know why. And I know the one kid literally told me, he was going to do some shit at school and just didn't because he thought of what I said to him. And how fucked up I was for a while. And it's I'm not gonna not go to that. I'm not gonna not do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's I wish I'm gonna do an Eagle Scout project, but I'm not gonna get my Eagle Scout. So that's cool. For my Eagle Scout project, I'm trying to start a program it's just gonna be BSA, it's gonna be Boy Scouts Anonymous.
Oh, whoa, it's Scouts now.
Well, no, because, I mean, a lot of fucking people is just to do drugs in the woods with no parental supervision. And a lot of kids, it's closet, and they've got all these other programs, if you're getting sexually assaulted, if you're not getting fed, nothing for addiction. And
7 ranges.
So I'm gonna, no, nothing, there's nothing. So I'm gonna I'm basically going to need a bunch of phone numbers of people with like over 10 years, former scouts that are in recovery, and it's just a list of phone numbers, or you call the main person. It's these people that volunteer, and they give like a 10-minute talk about it, hand out flyers at, troops, and they say, if you think you might have a problem with this, call these people. It's completely confidential, and they're random fucking people who are in recovery that used to be Boy Scouts. It's neat. It's fucking. It just needs to be destigmatized.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you make something illegal, then it's cool. If you could get a vape when you were 12, people would say, "Oh, I'll wait till I'm older."
Yeah, that's
bottom line. True. I mean, it's basic shit. So if you're exposed from a young age, like you think you're having a problem, you can reach out, not dare like. I will never tell anyone don't do drugs. I'm not you. I can't tell you that. If you're an addict and now you're in recovery, I'll say don't do drugs.
Yeah.
If I know personally, I'm never going to tell somebody that. That's a personal decision. And it doesn't do anything good, but for most people it doesn't really do anything that bad either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As long as it doesn't escalate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a problem.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Tap out here. Yeah, I gotta study for a government test.
All right. Well, thanks for the fucking amazing conversational topics.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
All right, it was good catching up with you. I'm glad to air that shit out. So.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's a good feeling.
Happy to help.
All right.
You have a splendid night, Benjamin.
You as well, good sir.
I wish you the best.
You too.
Till we meet again.
Till we meet again.
See ya.
See ya.